Navigating blind intersections. How you navigate any intersection, especially a blind intersection, depends on the size of the intersection, speed limit, right of way, type of traffic signal, and the direction you plan to travel through the intersection. Smaller intersections usually have lower speed limits, but the objects that cause blind spots are closer, which causes them to obstruct more of your view. They frequently have stop signs instead of stop lights, which causes confusion with right of way, and they are more likely to have pedestrians. Pedestrian walkways are the intersection before the intersection. Pedestrians are unpredictable and they always have the right of way. If you are courteous and allow them to cross ahead of you, you won't have to worry about them stepping out in front of you. One of the most frequent blind intersection crashes is where you are turning left and there is a blind spot on the right. You may ask yourself, how can I avoid an accident with a vehicle that I can't even see? The answer is plan ahead to position your vehicle to see as much as possible while eliminating as much risk as possible before and as you enter the intersection. Remember, failure to have a plan is a plan for failure. If I'm turning left at this intersection, I have less than 2 seconds from the time I can see the vehicle on my right until it hits the right side of my vehicle. What I need to do in this case is look left as far as I can see and wait till there is no traffic coming, so I know that there are no vehicles that can approach mine for at least 8 seconds. Now I can stare at my right side while I pull out. If a vehicle appears as I pull out, I will see it because I'm looking exclusively at my right side. Staring at the right side will feel unnatural, but I cannot look at the left and the right at the same time, and I have already made sure nothing can hit my vehicle from the left for at least 8 seconds. As I pull out, I'm going to plan to pull into the left lane, paying close attention to my right mirror. If a vehicle appears at the same time I pull out, the vehicle will pass on the right and I will merge into the right lane after the vehicle or vehicles pass on my right, as depicted in the diagram at the top of your screen. So now let's talk about turning right where there's a right blind spot. Keep in mind I need both lanes to be clear because I need to swing wide for my trailer to clear the curb on my right. I will wait for traffic to clear on the left, just like I did when I was turning left. I'm going to ease my cab forward into the left lane just enough to see around the blind spot before committing to the now oncoming traffic lane that was on the right. This should give me enough time to get my truck back into the lane before any vehicles come. If I'm staying straight at this intersection, I'm going to navigate almost exactly the same as when I turned right because I still need both directions to be clear in order to make it across the road. So now let's talk about turning right where there's a left blind spot. As you can see, there's very limited visibility because of the trees on my left. So first, I will position my vehicle as close as I can to the lane on my left without actually entering the lane, as you can see on the diagram on the right. And now you can see that I have much better visibility. If I still can't see, I may pull 1 to 2 feet into the lane, still leaving space for cars to move around my vehicle in case one appears. Remember, I need to swing wide because I'm turning right, so I need to verify both lanes are clear before I proceed. So I will wait until traffic is clear on the right, and I will stare at the left as I make my wide swing to the right. So now let's talk about turning left where there's a left blind spot. As I did when I was turning right, I will pull up as far as I safely can to give myself the best visibility possible. I will wait until traffic is completely clear on the right side, then I will keep my eyes on the blind area on the left as I pull out. There is no lane to go to if a car appears on the left, so I want to swing out as wide as possible in order to get the rear of the trailer across the lane as quickly as possible. Blind left intersections are one of the most hazardous maneuvers you can make in a commercial motor vehicle. If you are aware of one in areas where you travel, try to avoid this type of intersection by taking an alternate route when possible. As you can see from the diagram above, I am going 1/2 mile out of my way to turn left at an intersection with a traffic light and a green arrow in order to avoid a blind left intersection where I do not have the right of way because of a stop sign. So now let's talk about large blind intersections. For this diagram, we're staying straight and we have the right of way. I must slow down significantly as I approach a large intersection because I'm preparing to stop and give someone else my right of way. I will drop my speed by at least 1/3 of the posted speed limit. So for example, in a 45 mile per hour speed limit, I will drop down to 30 miles per hour gradually before I enter the intersection. I should be looking for blind spots at least 10 seconds ahead. So taking 8 seconds to slow down from 45 to 30 miles per hour should not cause me to get rear-ended. In fact, it will prepare the vehicle behind me in case I need to make a complete stop or cause the vehicle to switch lanes, eliminating the possibility of getting rear-ended altogether. Larger intersections with multiple lanes should be treated as 2 intersections or 2 one-way streets. There's too much information to process when you try to look at more than 2 to 3 lanes of traffic coming from different directions. Prior to entering the intersection, I will look only at the lanes on my left. Once I've decided it is safe to move in front of the vehicles on my left, I will focus on vehicles that may turn left in front of me or make a U-turn. After I've decided it's safe to travel through the left side, I will shift my focus to the next part of the intersection, which is my right side. And I will handle that as a completely new intersection. I will prepare for vehicles that may run the red light or turn right on red in front of me, and I will prepare for large vehicles in the right lane that may be blocking my view of vehicles that might turn right on red from behind them, as you can see at the top of the diagram. If I have the left turn arrow, I will be further away from the lane on my right and the oncoming traffic lane, so there will be less chance of a blind spot, but I still want to be prepared to give my right of way to a driver who may run their red light. In summary, being prepared with proper planning, following distance, and eye movement will help you avoid an accident at an intersection, especially if there are blind spots.